What is up guys, it's me Mdnox. So recently I got a new job and I've saved up enough money to update our room and my PC setup. I'll first show you how our room looked like before, but I only have a few pictures with me, so this is going to be just a quick run through. This was our first setup. We really didn't have a direction of how we wanted our room to look like, so we just got ourselves our own PC/laptop and just went with it. After a few months, we got ourselves new tables and started putting up a black and white wallpaper. So as you can see, we decided to stick with the black and white theme and painted our tables black and white to match the colors. A few more months go by and we had enough savings to upgrade some PC parts and peripherals. I also decided to build my first PC from the spare parts my brother didn't use anymore. And finally, moving to the present, we decided to do a whole room renovation. We first had a dropped ceiling installed, added 4 lights in each corner of the room and an RGB strip to light up the space between the drop and the main ceiling. We then had the wallpaper removed and the walls repainted into a dark gray color. We decided to put our setup right by the window, which I think is a really great decision. We bought our own display frames to put in front of our setup in between these 2 wall-mounted lights, which are super aesthetic, that we found on our nearby hardware store. Moving on to the main setup, first thing I'll talk about is that I upgraded into dual screens. I got myself a 27-inch 165Hz AOC monitor as the main display. Originally, I wanted my old monitor to be stacked above the new one, but it ended up covering the display frame and the wall-mounted light, so I decided to put it on the left side on a vertical position. I also got myself a monitor light bar, which totally adds a whole lot of mood and atmosphere to the setup. And right above it, I got a camera that I use for work. I attached it to a stand and clamped it in one of the arms of the monitor mount to minimize clutter. Now this arm extension is really good since I can move it in different angles. My favorite one being the top view, since I'd like to be able to shoot from that angle when I'm doing my art videos. So now you've already seen the display frames and the wall-mounted lights, but perpendicular to that wall is the pegboard section. And honestly, the pegboards themselves are already a vibey decoration. Add in the fact that they also have great functionability, it's like I'm hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. Going back to the contents of the table, I kept the Logitech speakers and my ROG Lam-Ang light keyboard, but I switched out to a new mouse and mousepad. I went with the Logitech G Pro Wireless and a Minimalist Kanagawa Wave mousepad that I found online. Next piece that I'm going to talk about is my little buddy here. His name is Storm, and I got him from the Monsters X Co Yokoyama Ma.K series from PopMart. Now that's a mouthful. I really love looking at figurines and collectibles, but right now I think 1 is enough to add personality to my setup. So at the back of the setup, I kept the RGB strip and I also bought these light lamps and attached them just at the edge of the table. They have 3 light modes, but what I was really after was the pure white light that the RGB strip could not emulate. Moving on to the microphone, I bought a Miyano PD100 with a separate stand so I can adjust its height. Previously, I had a boom arm for my mic, but for my new setup, I kinda wanted to decrease the number of mounts that are clamped to my table, so I went with this one. I also bought a sound card for the mic, nothing special, just a few gain and volume knobs. I placed it under the table because I really didn't know where else to put it. Plus, I think this placement makes it very accessible. And lastly, the heart of the setup, the PC. If you want a more detailed video on the parts of my PC, I'll link it in the description. You can watch me build my PC over there. But as you can see, I went with the O11 mini black case on the outside and the white parts on the inside to get that minimalist vibe. Other than that, there's really nothing else I can say except I'm really happy with how our room turned out and definitely how my setup looks now. We'll probably update our setup again in the future, or I'll probably buy tech or stuff that I'll review, do more art videos, or whatever content I can think of that I'd like to share with you guys. So until then, stay cozy and midnight.